Buenas noches, Corillo. Welcome back to another episode of the BPM podcast, your favorite podcast in the world. What's shaking, baby? You know what I'm saying? What's shaking? What's shaking bacon? That's what we're shaking and baking. That's what we're doing. Um, Thank you for listening. Thank you for your support. To all those listeners, to all those followers, to just want to take a quick second and give you guys, uh, my appreciation. Thank you so much. We are growing little by little. If you haven't not, follow me on YouTube, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Spotify. Everything under the Black Porch Mexican. Go follow, share, subscribe, leave a comment, do something that will make you do something. No, I'm just saying. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. And without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna start with a little bit of even to me, it was kind of weird, right? It has to do a little bit with my job or my work, essentially. My not my job, but like the place I work at. We had this individual hired, and there was some trouble with him getting to work. Um, what have you? Essentially, he didn't last long. Um, he gets fired, and the next day I'm off work. I'm not. I took a day off, uh, and the day I took off, he came back, pretending like he wasn't fired. Like he's like he clocked in. Uh, he's like, I didn't get fired. I don't know who the fuck got fired. I did it. I'm here today. I'm here. I don't know about yesterday. I wasn't here yesterday. He got fired on his day off, like fucking Craig from Friday the Last 13. So he gets fired. That night, I have a dream that I'm at work, but the floor is see through. I can see downstairs and I can see everything the way it is, but the only thing that was weird is that the floor was glass. And I could see everybody downstairs doing their thing. And in my dream, this guy was working. I can see his back. I can see him holding a fucking mop, and he's like mopping the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck? Right? So I have that dream of him being at work the day after he gets fired. When you get fired from a job, you don't want to go back. You you just got canned. Why would you go back? Right? Even if I quit a job, I never go back. Once I quit, I'm done. I'm not going back ever again. There's no unless you lure me in with some money. But other than that, I moved on. Like once I'm done, I'm done. There's no going back. So to me, it was weird that I had that dream. I spoke to this guy maybe 3, 4 times in the week and a half, 2 weeks that he worked. He was very quiet, very kept to himself. I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't want to be bothered. So good morning, goodbye, kept it cordial. Right? That's about all I said to this guy. And I woke up and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, sorry. What the heck? What the heck? What the hell is this? Why am I having dreams about this? Right? So I show up the day after, 2 days after he gets fired. Known to be, to me, one of the workers goes, hey, so and so showed up. And I was like, what do you mean he showed up? He's like, yeah, he clocked in and started working like it was a normal day. I was like, but I thought he got fired. He goes, yeah. So I called our boss and he told me to send him home, but I was a little scared because he's a bigger guy and whatever have. And I told him, I was like, dude, I had a dream about him being at work yesterday. Last night, I had a dream about him being at work after he got fired. He goes, that's weird. I was like, well, yeah, it's weird. right? So I've been having dreams about. Uh, am I trying to understand the dreams? No, not entirely. There's no point of trying to understand something that I can't control. Or can I control? Can you control your dreams? There's a whole lucid dream. You can control what you do in your dreams. Yeah, yeah, but you don't control what you dream of. Whatever you dream of is it's totally up to what you ate, how you sleep, uh, what you watch, what you listen to, all those little things that we do throughout the day. It takes part of it, right? So I had that dream. And I'm gonna fast forward to this other dream. I'm gonna skip a couple things because I don't want to talk about names or what have you. So I have this dream about this guy going back to work, and then I'm like, what the hell? Why am I having this dream again? Like dreams like this again that are related to something that happens in real life. Uh, for instance, is him being fired. Um, and then I was like, well, you know what? It is what it is. And then this opportunity opened up for me to uh, further my career, but I wasn't sure if I was gonna take it. The offer came in the door, and I was like, you know what? I don't think it's the best move for me because it's just not. So I declined the offer. I got approached to work with somebody else, but I declined it. And that night when I declined that day I declined that offer, uh, I had a dream that I was camping with all these people that I didn't know, and we were camping like in this open area that it was beautiful. There was a pond on the side. There was beautiful trees surrounding us, and we all had personal tents. And the the dream was like in my head in the dream. I had to find the demon or the devil that was camping with us. And that was my sole mission to find the devil amongst the group of us. And I wait for everybody to go to sleep. I get out of my tent and I walk towards the fire that we had built. And I'm just warming up there thinking who am I going to approach first and why am I going to approach him, and if I approach him, how am I going to approach him, because I'm trying to find out who's the demon or the devil. Let's say that the devil. I'm trying to find out who the devil is amongst us. Um, and I black out. Like I remember the last thing I see is like I remember the fire, and then I remember like getting out of a tent with two hands, one hand in each, two person, two other person's hands on my hands. I chopped somebody's hands off, and I placed them right outside the tent, like standing up, like the like just standing up on each side of the tent. And then I go back in the tent and I decapitate this guy, right? But this guy wasn't a normal guy. He had like a really hairy neck towards the back of his neck was really hairy and it was real thick. It almost felt like a wolf. Like not like a wolf because I've never touched a wolf because I'm not fucking white and I'm not crazy, but it felt like an animal type of fur or skin, right? So as I'm like, I don't remember me cutting the head off, but I remember like stepping out of the tent and realizing I was like, oh, this is the person that offered me the job. And I was like, what the hell? Right? Like, but before I even knew that the the demon was amongst us, he wasn't part of the group at all. He wasn't part of the group at all. So now I place that right at the front of the tent, and I wake up. I was like, "Whoa, what kind of dream is this?" Right? So I look at the clock. It's like 3:30, 3:40 in the morning. It was like 3:45, something like that, right? And I'm like, I'm going back to sleep to see if I can go back, because that's a reoccurring thing that I will set an alarm around 2:30, 3 o'clock to wake up, right? And once I awaken and I go back to sleep, that's when I start like really dreaming, like really like in-depth dreams about anything. Like it could be anything, but I discovered that in myself, that I was like, if I wake up during the middle of the night to either take a piss or just wake up and fall back to sleep, my brain is like, oh, this bitch is about to wake up. Let's make him like fall asleep deeper, and we'll start dreaming. So it'll be harder for him to wake up. If I'm not dreaming throughout the night, I wake up easily in the morning. But if I'm dreaming, it feels like I'm like I don't wanna. Some it feels like I don't wanna wake up because I know I'm dreaming. I don't. It's hard to explain. It's hard to like put into words to uh, to put into words that like this is what's happening, and I don't fully understand why dreams are dreams, and I don't think. I mean, people do. I'm just a moron, and I don't know. I've never looked into like what a dream's supposed to mean. If you're one of those people that like believe that dreams are like a sign, I get it. It's compelling, right? It's compelling because it's you and it's your dreams and it's your life. But no, I don't think it means really anything. I'm surprised that our brain is like trying to figure out life while we're asleep. I think that's what it is. I think our brain is like, all right, so this moron, obviously, when he's awake, all he thinks about is eating. So when he's asleep, we're gonna figure some stuff out, and it might. Sometimes he might remember, sometimes he might, but he doesn't have a clue what's going on. So we won't have a problem with this dummy. That's what my brain thinks, right? I think that's what it is, but I could be wrong. Uh, and if you're one of those people that base their daily life based on horoscopes, you, if that, I, it's one of those like childhood traumas where like I grew up watching, you know, Mercado. I can't remember his name, but the guy that did the horoscopes in Spanish and on this big show that was for 35 years or something like that, which is called Sábado Gigante, right? He would come on and he was like, con mucho, mucho amor. That guy. Um, he looks like if Elvis was gay. That's what he looks like. With blonde hair, Cuban or Puerto Rican, one of the two. I don't know what he is, but whatever. So growing up, like all my aunts and my grandma were like, like mind you, these people are Catholic to the bone, like Christians as it gets, Catholics as it gets, right? Mass every Sunday, but also we believe in this nonsense, this astrology, or astrology. Is it astrology or yeah, it's astrology. Duh. Right. So it was like I'm like, so who do you believe? You believe God or you believe this? That's when I started having a lot of questions about like this whole religion thing. Like, what do you believe? Like, you can't believe on both things, because remember, God is a jealous God, right? And He don't want nothing in front of Him. And but if you believe that the star and this and that line up, and the Venus Mars comes into play, and the Earth gives you power for fire, and then you get water to turn it off. I don't know what's going on. Who understands the zodiac signs? I sure don't, but I sure don't follow his advice. It's like following, Tony Robbins for advice. Yeah, it might help people. It might help you sell more stuff if you're a salesman. But other than that, like, you think you got your own money is not real. Trump is going to jail. What are we doing? And AI is going to take over. Pretty soon, AI is going to be sentient, and dreams and money and goals and failures, nothing's going to matter. If you're not good enough to be an AI representative or an AI robot, they're gonna try to turn us into, all right, we have no shot. So might as well just start living your life and stop worrying about nothing. Don't freedom is freedom really comes when you have no stress. When you feel free from stress. Whatever's causing you stress, just let it go. Who cares? Cause we gonna die, bitch. And then what? So I'm sorry. I gotta go back to the program, Carlos. Jesus Christ. I don't know what you're saying. You know what I'm saying. Um uh Back to the dream. I don't know what that dream means, nor do I care. But the fact that like that happened and then the other one happened, and I've had dreams like that. They're like, and people like I tell people there's dreams, people that like I'm like, hey, I got an interesting conversation or that has nothing to do with life. Yeah, people are. I find that people are interested sometimes in things that have nothing to do with their lives, uh, and sometimes that thing that has nothing to do with their lives, they find comfort because they can see that they're not out here alone being weird. Because I'm weird as it gets, right? Uh, I'm a one wolf pack, like the guy from Hangover, and then it grew by three. No, but like I talk to these people about dreams, and like they're like so like how why are you talking about this? Like, what makes you so compelled to like share this? And I'm like, it's like a little movie that I only get to witness. It's like the only movie you get to witness is your dreams, right? The only movie that no one else has access to. Nobody else has access to this movie other than you. So, the question I have for you guys: are dreams real? Do they mean something in real life, or is it just us not being able to grasp real life? That our brain sometimes is like, well, homeboy's worrying about this and that. Maybe we should just load him with dreams. So maybe I don't know what it means. You know what I mean? Like, it means nothing to me, but at the same time, like, why is it so vivid? So why is it crossing roads with real life and sometimes real people? This person I met for a week and a half. Why did I have a dream that he was at work when he was already a goner? I've tried to like explain that to myself. I can't. So, and I don't lose sleep over this, but I do sometimes wonder: am I crazy? Am I? I've heard this. It's like, hey, you should, be you're. I've heard this 3 times. You're not where you're supposed to be. I don't know what that means. I'm like, what do you mean by that? They're like, you're just not where you're supposed to be. And it's like this connection that I've had with these people that brings me to like, I don't know if this happens to everybody. When you feel that you're not normal. I know I'm not normal. I know I'm not trying to say that I'm different to be better than other people. I'm just me. And I think with society is there's a lot of us. There's a lot of I am like Michael Jordan. I am like that. We're all the same, right? But we're not. We are sometimes following false prophets because trying to we are trying to like feed that stuff that we as young adults or young children we didn't get. So we follow things that sometimes are nonsense, right? Because how can you tell sometimes stuff is nonsense? I used to believe that this YouTube channel was like the gods of the channels, and the network is TYT, the Young Turks Network. It's a news organization, and it was during my teenage years that I was like, damn, this guy's speaking the truth. And as I got older and I realized the world wasn't what it's supposed to be or what people painted it to be, then I was like, oh, this guy's full of shit. He's got his own agenda. And he's just pushing it on us. And then I'm a fucking sucker, so I fell for it. And it's just politics. It was just talking about politics. Nothing to do with life. Nothing to do with growing up without a mother, without a father. I grew up without a mother and a father, right? I didn't have a mom. Well, I do have a mom, but I don't know where she's at. I did have a dad. He's dead now. But I grew up with those two things that some of us don't have and some of us have one, right? Some of you have only had mom. Some share the same pain I do. I don't have any pain, right? Because it was the circumstances that I was born in that led me to be parentless. And I'm okay with that because whatever my parents were going through, it's a reflection of their actions. That's like, who knows what type of pain they were carrying, So, nor I'm going to judge them. I won't. Nor do I have feelings of love for them, which I don't. Which is like, sometimes like I find myself being like, do I not feel love for everybody else? Well, of course I don't. For everybody else, like I love and hate everybody the same. But to those closest to me, I do love. But that's the key. You have to be close to me. I can't just love you unconditionally if I don't have a relationship with you. Right? So I forgot where I was going with this. So stop worrying about if the bills are going to be due. Stop worrying if what are people going to think because I don't have the new car. Stop worrying about everything else. Nothing else, nothing matters. At the end of the day, nothing fucking matters. Nothing. But keeping up with the Joneses is what matters to a lot of people, right? They're driving a brand new car and they live with 17 other dudes in a one-bedroom apartment. They got the new Jordans, but they ain't got food in the fridge. So your priorities are fucked up sometimes, and the priority is you. Nothing else matters until you take care of yourself. I don't know why this turned into this, but sometimes I'm compelled. You guys are not told enough sometimes, So, listen, stay up. This ain't your army. And with that, I'm going to let you guys be. Have a good weekend. Peace.